In the single leg hop progression, we're going to be jumping forward and backward over a line. That line can be any line in the gym. You can use a piece of tape. You can use an exercise band as we have here. Let's go ahead and get in the starting position. So first of all, you can keep both feet on the floor to start with. So from the start of this exercise, we'd go 2 feet on the floor, pelvis level, knee aligned with the hip, so acetabulum in line with the patella, and then we want the patella tendon in line with the second and third toe. Then what we're going to do is remove one side from the floor and stabilize on that one side. Now, what you want to make sure that's happening both from the starting position and of course during the hopping motion, you want to make sure that you're not pronating. So basically that the medial side of the foot, so in this case this portion of the foot, is not rolling in and smashing on the floor. Then we want to make sure that the patella tendon stays in line with the second and third toe, and during all hopping you want to make sure you're about 20 degrees flexion in the knee. If you straighten all the way up with the knee, this is really easy position. It's a little harder on the joints, but to hold the position statically, it's much easier for both the muscle and the joint, of course. But when we bend that knee, now you got to really use a lot of muscle. So you do want to keep at least a 20-degree bend in the knee during the hopping. Then we're going to go up the kinetic chain and look at the pelvis. You want the pelvis to be in a neutral pelvic position from sagittal alignment, and you want absolutely no Trendelenburg motions or shifting. Go ahead, I can support you. So you don't want any shifting like this and like that, and some people will actually shift that far during this kind of exercise, and that's a huge compensation which causes joint degeneration in the hips and the spine, and this causes problems in athletics and all kinds of different recreational activity even as well. Then in the spine, you want to make sure the spine is ideally aligned, the scapula is somewhat in a retracted, depressed position, head is upright. Now that we have that aligned, oh, and one more caveat here. You want to keep the acetabulum in line with the patella tendon as much as you possibly can, but realize it's absolutely impossible. Let me support you here. Let's go perfect alignment. So bend that knee. So perfectly aligned. I'm holding her, which is the only reason why she's able to stay in alignment. If I let go of her, it's impossible. She's going to put, I don't care how strong you are, cannot stand with your foot directly below your acetabulum and be aligned. So just realize that, but it's not to say you should have a big compensation. So let's show as perfect as we can get. Good. So that's as perfect as we're going to get right there, okay? Because the foot has to go towards the center to maintain this body of mass. Now what we're going to do is go forward a little bit, get closer to the line. Now that you know all the alignment, the goal is maintain the alignment during the hopping motion. Good. 2 more. Let's keep the knee at 20-degree bend throughout. Good. Good. And it's totally okay. That's a perfect example. She put her left foot down, and you might put your left foot down too at the start. You want to get to where you're not doing that, but you might start with that, and that's okay. But the thing that's not okay is for you to not be putting this foot down and going into improper alignment. That would be much, much, much worse than if you're not putting this foot down and you're getting into poor alignment, because now you're neurologically training your body that it's okay to function with misalignment. It's not. That's how injuries and dysfunctions are, pain, stiffness, all these things are created in the body. So maintain perfect alignment, even if you have to put your foot down. But once you master, then let's go ahead and do it without the foot going down. Maintain 20-degree bend in the knee. Perfect. Awesome, Caitlin. Yeah, let's do one more. Great. And come on back. Good. So then you're going into doing it without putting the foot down or putting the foot down less. Last but not least, very important, why the hands? Why the hands on the pelvis? This is a crucial element. The hands have the greatest sensory perception. They have the greatest afferent signaling, and they're able to sense fine motor patterns and changes, and they have sensation greater than any other nerves in the body on the hands and on the fingertips. So, by placing the hands on the pelvis, which should be on the top of the iliac crest there, to feel what's going on with the pelvis, it's going to give you greater proprioception of, are you doing a Trendelenburg. So are you doing a retro Trendelenburg or a Trendelenburg, or are you corkscrewing, or are you doing anterior pelvic tilt? It's going to give you that perception by having your hands there. And that's the reason for that.